Calgary Fish Creek.
Mr. Speaker, Bill 17 includes some positive change for Albertans. We can all support job-protected leave for victims of domestic violence or for parents who need to care for critically ill or injured children. However, this government exploits emotional elements of the bill to shield themselves from valid criticism, while refusing to admit that many concessions clearly groups. To the Minister of Labour, were you afraid that if you introduced the Labour Code provisions separately from employment standards, that you wouldn't be able to conveniently hide behind vulnerable Albertans when debating this bill?
Calgary Hayes. Minister of Labour.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, it's a disgrace to hear the member from Calgary Hayes misname Amanda Jensen, someone who over 30 years that party didn't do anything, and she fell through the cracks because although they held consultations, they did not make any changes that would help everyday Albertans. They had consultations. They knew there were problems. Amanda Jensen was let go because of laws that government allowed to stand.
Quiet down, folks. First supplemental.
Mr. Speaker, so you are hiding behind vulnerable Albertans. Given this government has once caved to union pressure and introduced an anti-democratic hybrid card check system for union certification, and given that the government's own press release states that Bill 17 will simplify union certification, and given that the Alberta Federation of Labour was in full force on social media yesterday, singing the praises of this bill and attacking its critics. Again to the minister, you stated publicly that protecting the secret ballot process for union certification was a paramount concern for employers. Why did you ignore them in favour of your union comrades?
Remember St. Albert. The Honourable Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. We have kept the secret ballot vote as part of our labour relations system. And it's ironic to see the member opposite stand up and talk about intimidation when his party's leader was accused of intimidating voters during the leadership race. His own leader was forced to return thousands of dollars of donations because the supporters gave more than the law allowed when he was an MP. On this side of the House, we are going to keep standing up for Alberta families. We're going to stand up for Albertans like Amanda Jensen. If the opposition wants to sit on their hands and let these Albertans slip through the cracks, we will not let that happen.
Government House Leader. To remind the caucus again that earlier rule that I've advised when I stand, you be quiet, okay? Yes. Yeah, thank you. Second supplemental.
Speaker, no consultation and hiding behind Albertans. That's the way it's going to be. Given how obvious it is that the government was afraid of losing the narrative on Bill 17 before it was even introduced, given the ad campaign they rolled out yesterday, and given that this government has a long history of wasting taxpayer dollars on propaganda in support of pending legislation to make themselves feel good or convincing themselves that Albertans support their misguided policies. Again to the minister, what is the total cost of the ad campaign launched in support of Bill 17? Please share this information with Albertans.
The Honourable Ministers of Labour.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Making sure that Alberta has fair and family-friendly workplace legislation is a priority of this government. Making sure that people can take time off to care for themselves or their loved ones when someone is sick is a priority. And making sure that Albertans know about these important changes so that they will be able to be more protected when they are sick. Today, Mr. Speaker, I spoke with 2 doctors who every day in their practice talk to people who are afraid to call in sick because they might lose their jobs. Making sure that Albertans know about this through a small ad campaign is a priority for us.